channel.
3 rounds to determine one winner. This is Iron Rounds. Today we have Marvel and DC villains battling it out to claim the rounds. And here are the rounds. Round 1 is prep time. Round 2 is sudden. And round 3 is last one standing. Now we're going to be basing all our arguments on the live action films from 2018's Black Panther and 2018's Aquaman. Now this is in honor of the recent Aquaman 2 movie that's coming to hit our screens soon. Let's talk about these two characters' feats in the movies. Let's start off with Black Manta. He went straight into a brawl with Aquaman. Okay, he was just regular human guy fight. He went toe to toe with Aquaman without hesitation. Has his own Manta mini sub. Got weapons from Ocean Master and a prototype gun that turns water into energy blast. The rest of the prototype he got from treasure chest box. He made weapons into a suit to kick Aquaman's booty. His official suit, the Black Manta. Second round against Aquaman, he actually surprised him and Mira with a blast to the face. Blasted Aquaman off a cliff, head-chested Aquaman across the building, an electric taser harpoon shot into Aquaman's back. He fell hard off a cliff and into the ocean and lived. And let's not forget, he also burned Aquaman's skin at one point in the film. Now let's talk about Killmonger, shall we? Sneakily slipped poison into a woman's coffee as a diversion to create the perfect heist to retrieve a piece of vibranium. This is his actual background. Eric Stevens graduated Annapolis, age 19, MIT for grad schools, joined the SEALs and went straight to Afghanistan where he wrapped up confirmed kills like a video game and started calling himself Killmonger. Joined a JSOC ghost unit created to fly off the grid and take down governments within. He defeated T'Challa in a traditional hand-to-hand combat, took the herb and gained the powers of the Black Panther, had a plot to have Wakanda rule the world, controlled the army of Wakanda for a moment, took on 4 of the Dora Milajes by himself, took one of them out, energy blasted the rest of the Dora Milajes with a sudden energy burst to push them off and send them flying. Fought both at once, Shuri and Nakia, and defeated them both. Shuri hit him directly in the face with a sonic blast to mess with his suit, and he still got around it. Held his own against T'Challa one last time when luck sealed his fate. Alright, round 1, prep time. So let's talk about Black Manta first. So Black Manta, obviously if you saw in the movie, he's way better with prep time than he is in a randomly out of nowhere fight, because he shows that with prep time he was able to gain equipment that he needed. He modified it so he could use it to his capabilities, and then he went another round with his opponent, and this time he could actually make him bleed blood and actually hurt and actually make him feel a lot of pain. So Black Manta with prep time shows that with the proper equipment he will invent a suit enough to take you down for the count. Now here's the con on this end for Black Manta. The downfall is that Black Manta didn't really officially, even with the prep time, take out Aquaman. The first round there was a perfect good reason. Obviously he was human. The second round he had all the equipment and yet still didn't take out Aquaman. All right, so now let's talk about Killmonger's prep time. I mean, he had an entire lifetime or a couple years to plan his revenge for his father, and with that time he planned it perfectly. He managed to get the Black Panther out of the way. He got to rule and he got to be in charge of the Wakandian army. So yeah, him with prep time, yeah, he could probably, like with chess pieces, eliminate you little by little, maybe take everything out, not just you but everyone else around you in that sense. But here's the thing about Killmonger's prep time. The downfall, the cons. Now, yes, with prep time, he obviously could rule a country. But the con about it is that his prep time, he always required assistance. It wasn't like he invented any of the weapons or he came up, he had like a great background, but I've never seen him show his true skills in creating a weapon, modifying a weapon, or having anything to do with the weapons. In every aspect, he had assistance from other people, or he even had assistance getting his equipment like the Black Panther suit and the weapons from Wakandians. So if he didn't have them and he had to figure it out, it would just be basic guns against Black Manta in a way. So pretty much the result or the conclusion, I'm gonna give this round to Black Manta. Reason I say that is because with Black Manta is capable with prep time to invent the equipment to take down his foes and his enemies. But with Killmonger, that's not the case. He needed someone to help him make the suit and make the weapons. So if they had prep time, most likely Black Manta will have more time to gather the weapons, make it equipped into his suit, and then go take on Killmonger, where Killmonger has to go find someone, strategize, take some time. It took him years to get to where he wants to. With Black Manta, it didn't take him years to get to where he wanted to. It only took him a few weeks, few days before he finally, I don't even know if it was a few weeks, maybe even just like a few days, and he managed to get his second shot against Aquaman. So yeah, I'm gonna give this round to Black Manta. All right, now round 2, sudden. So let's talk about Manta first. Black Manta. Okay, let's talk about the pros of Black Manta. He was able to get the drop into surprise element on Mera and Aquaman. And Mera and Aquaman are one of the top tier Atlanteans out there. So a human being able to get the drop on them, even if he has the Atlantean steel weapon equipment, doesn't say anything. It's like they would be able to hear him and stuff. You know, their abilities are more heightened, but somehow he was able to sneak a surprise out of them. And because of that, it does show that the element of surprise, it does come to his favor in that sense. But let's talk about the con. Okay, you remember the first time he went against Aquaman, he just went sudden. He just decided to go in there thinking overconfident, ego. He decided to go in there, fight Aquaman, even though he knew Aquaman. He's heard probably stories about Aquaman before, but he didn't care. He said, I'm gonna fight this guy hand to hand and I'll beat him. Are you serious? So yes, Black Manta has shown to underestimate his opponent, and because of that, it left him with a dead fodder. Now let's talk about Killmonger's pros for sudden moves. Now, surprisingly, Killmonger is great under pressure. If you remember in the first movie, out of nowhere, he has to fight the Dora Milaje. I hope I'm saying that right. Apologies if I'm saying that wrong. And he fought Nakia and Shuri. He fought Wakandian warriors. And they're top tier warriors, okay? They have more superior skills than we normal regular people do. But Killmonger was able to handle under the pressure, fight four of them, and then after one, take one out, and then all of a sudden also take on Shuri and Nakia as well. So he does show that when it comes to any sudden attacks, he's ready to go. He's ready to go in any aspect because he obviously has the experience. But the con, he also has underestimated some of his opponents, like the Black Panther. He thought the first time, I beat you the first time, and I'm gonna beat you the second time. So he got a little cocky to the point where he underestimated, and Black Panther was able to capitalize on an opportunity and get his kill off of Killmonger. But ultimately, the result, conclusion, who would win this fight? I'm gonna give this round to Killmonger. The reason I say this is because Killmonger has shown that under any kind of pressure out of nowhere, with even fierce warriors, he's able to handle the pressure and fight off those warriors. While Black Manta, yeah, he hasn't always been able to show that he's able to handle surprise element moments more than Killmonger has. So I'm going to give this round to Killmonger. All right, round 3, last one standing. So pretty much who would be the last one standing in an ultimate fight between Killmonger and Black Manta? Let's start off with Black Manta. First off, let's talk about the pros of Black Manta. His equipment is top notch. His energy blast was able to knock off the feet of Aquaman. Okay, he made him fly. And Aquaman is pretty powerful and pretty strong. Don't get it twisted. Don't focus on the old comics. Focus on the new comics where they show that he's a lot more tougher than he was before. And it does show that it's hard to just beat an Atlantean like that, especially Aquaman. Aquaman's supposed to be the king. So him putting him off his feet, no matter what enhancement you have, is pretty much proving that he's going to put you off your feet with his energy blast. Another thing is those rockets. He has a jetpack rocket that he can fly, so it gives him the space he needs to create distance and breathe, and also be able to shoot those energy blasts from afar, so Killmonger wouldn't be able to just directly get him a face-to-face encounter contact fight. So this Black Manta's distance, and on top of that, his energy blast is going to favor him the most in this fight. Another thing to consider is that he also has that harpoon. He might be able to wrap it around Killmonger's neck and then drag him everywhere or throw him all over the place. I mean, he could literally just drag him around and flying and hit him all top of the buildings, all over the buildings, or he can use the energy blast to drop an entire building on Killmonger, favoring him in that sense. Now, the con on Black Manta's equipment, unfortunately, if you remember in the movie, it did get glitchy. I mean, at one point, Aquaman was able to capitalize on it. His rockets were acting all weird. He eventually uses his energy blast on himself. So yeah, it does say that sometimes it doesn't work for the best when it comes to his equipment. Sometimes it gets a little bit faulty. Alright, so let's talk about the pros in Killmonger, because there are quite a few. First off, he has experience in eliminating a lot of people, which means he knows how to go for the quick kill. He knows how to take someone out in many different ways. His experience and skills in taking someone out does come in handy in this fight. Another thing is that he has not only one of the most sophisticated equipment in the world, which happens to be Wakandan tech and a Wakandan suit, he also has one of the most sophisticated metals in existence, which happens to be vibranium. I do believe the vibranium is going to be much more stronger or durable than Atlantean steel. Atlantean steel isn't really complemented as much, I believe, compared to the vibranium in the movie. The vibranium in the movie shows a lot more. Yes, Atlantean steel can penetrate Aquaman, but that's not really an impressive feat. I mean, yes, that's something, but that's nothing compared to vibranium, which shows that it's one of the toughest metals out there, along with the sophisticated tech that comes with the Black Panther suit. Along with that, he has the Black Panther's powers, which means he has enhanced abilities, senses, speed, and reflexes, strength, all that stuff. So not only does he have the tech, not only does he have one of the strongest metals in existence, he also has the muscle to back all of that up. Now, the con on the end for Killmonger is that his overconfidence, his cockiness, does leave for openings and exposures that Black Manta could take advantage of. And if he gets an opening, believe me, with that energy blast, it's game over for Killmonger. Granted, it does take a second for the energy blast to kind of go and then shoot, but it only just needs that moment. And Black Panther's Killmonger waiting for that opportunity or giving that opportunity, Black Manta might be able to take it. Now, the result, who would win? Between the two, gonna give it to Killmonger. I want to give it to Black Manta, but faulty equipment. He's a regular human being, okay? Killmonger has the power of the Black Panther, super strength, super speed. It took another Black Panther to be able to take him down. Black Manta couldn't take out Aquaman. Aquaman is pretty damn strong himself. Along with that, vibranium is one of the toughest metals. He's not going to be able to penetrate it with just Atlantean steel. It's not going to happen. And he doesn't have any I don't believe any sonic weapons on him from the first movie. So yeah, I do think Killmonger has an upper advantage on that, along with the speed and super strength, and along with the intellect to be able to battle strategize against Black Manta. He could just use one of his little spears to toss at Black Manta's jetpack rocket. Faulty falls or explodes in his face or something. It happened before with Aquaman. It could happen again with Killmonger, and Killmonger is much more of a killer than Aquaman. Aquaman will spare you, but Killmonger won't. So yeah, I will say with Killmonger's enhanced abilities, material, equipment, along with his experience in taking people out, he's got this one in the bag. And as always, No Press fam, we really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace. And as always, guys, if you guys enjoy our content, you know what you guys can do. You can share, you can like, or you can subscribe to our channel. When you guys subscribe to our channel, you know what you do. You guys are building our empire and allowing us to provide you guys with even much more greater content for you guys to enjoy.